So I'm going to do an amalgamation painting right over here. Hopefully you can see. Let me see if I can. So the main thing here then is to get some water in. It's just clear water straight out of the pot. I'm just carefully going around the cars, but just making sure that we're covering a lot of the paper, not all of the paper. You can see the sheen there, look. So we want some soft edges and some hard edges, lost and found, as we say. And then we're going to pop in some yellow ochre and a touch of raw sienna there. Same, I kind of mix them up. Just going carefully around, just make sure we retain some of the highlights there on the paper. Will be very important for later on. And then I'm going to come a bit warmer in this foreground. And then, yep, I'm going to pop in, this is with the number 8 brush there, and I'm going to switch brushes. We're going to pop in here a sky colour, which is neutral tint. We've got some ultramarine in there. And dab this out. I need to get this out on the horizon, just lighter coming down to the horizon. Otherwise the sky is going to be too dark. I'm popping in a bit more neutral tint, quite weak. Dab out a few highlights that I want to keep here, where the lights are going to be. So we're just using fingers and stuff, and then popping in neutral tint and burnt sienna into the foreground just to warm that up a bit. So here we go, still using the same number 8 squirrel brush. Have a little think, tilt the board, let it all run. The blending and bleeding of the liquid. Just testing this where the parts of this picture are dry, and then coming in now with a number 6 Escoda, just to establish the car shapes. I'm popping in around there, putting in some of the car colours, getting them in very loose, don't need to be tight at all. Vary the colours, keeping them quite neutral really. Don't anything bright like yellow or red, because the eye will go there. Cooler colours, warmer colours. There's kind of a green coming in here. It's just kind of, keeping, these are part of the picture, but they're not the essential part of the picture, if that makes sense. It's the two figures. Here we go. Light is light, dark is dark. I'm going to pop in this dark figure here and have another light figure next to it. Just sort out this little run. And that will make the eye go directly there. Remember, we're designing a picture, not taking things literally as they are. We'll pop in our red now. As I said, as red is where the eye will pop to, and yellows, but in this case we've got lots of yellow already around. We'll pop in the heads, and just establish the figures a little bit. We will need to pop in some shadow at some point, but not now. We're kind of I want to put in a bag here, but I need to have another stab at that. And it's important really to kind of be squinting your eyes to look at the overall effects that we've got. I need to just make that figure on the left a little bit bigger, and then again pop in some drier brush work here with this fine number 2 Escoda brush around the cars, around the windshields, just getting the shapes, not being too precise, just doing it fast, loose. There we go. We can now see the windshield starting to appear, and start to join things up with some brush strokes. I'll just take out that was a little bit too strong. So it's constantly looking. I'm going to now pop in on this right hand building. This is a very important part of the paint. We want a lot of texture here. It's just a big shape really, but it's going to push back everything else and put it in its place. And this is like in the foreground. We've just got some sienna, we've got some ultramarine, we've got some neutral tint in here, and just kind of mixing it up and blending it around. That was neat, burnt sienna. And while we're in this sienna area, we'll pop in some of these roofs, trying to get them in quickly with this number 8 squirrel mop brush. And again on this side, Testing that things are dry, we're not bleeding off, so that's pretty dry. Dry enough to paint in. And going to need to be careful around this light. There we go, just carefully there. Getting all that in. There we go, just filling a few of the gaps. There's the light. We left that for later when we paint down the stem of the lamp. Just testing the sky, making sure we've got things dried. Just dropping some more colour here on this right hand building and just letting it do its thing. So not strong enough. As the painting sort of develops, I'm going to keep my eye on this on the right hand side to see whether it needs to be stronger as we go along, as the values start to build. And there we go, that was just clear water. I want that to kind of come round a bit because to sort of direct the eye. I don't want it to be directly off of the page, because we're going to pop a shadow in there along the bottom part of this painting later, and we're just going to blend off here again with just some clear water and strengthen up this yellow. We've got some ochre going in here, yellow ochre, so just careful around the figures. Let that run again, blend into the colours above, just taking out where I want the impact to go, which is just basically around those figures, as we keep saying. And then we'll pop in another roof there, just take out a bit of pigment. We don't want it, we need it to bleed and blend, and lost and found edges, we don't want them all sharp.
So here we go again. We've had to change location, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter for the purposes of this painting. It's all good. Now though, we need to be thinking about bringing in, going in for a number 2 brush there, and some burnt sienna. Just picking out a few of these little details on the we'll have try brush. Bring in a few of the window details as well. Hopefully you can see these coming in. Again, we've got dry brush. A little chimney detail on here. Shadows on the right hand side, as we know. We're going to go a bit darker on this anyway, so that's absolutely fine. Yeah, we're going to pop in a few of these. Just suggestions really of windows. Some more on the back here, up the top. There's one here. Then there's a big, so I'm adding neutral tint to this original mixture. Warming it up slightly as we come down. We'll use a touch of this to our advantage. Just trying to join up a few bits. Going to pop in the shadow of the cars. So again, neutral tint, touch of sienna. His legs coming down. These guys walking. Some tyres, bits, just suggesting that'll do, it's enough. Slightly larger brush, number 6. Same kind of mixture. Leave that quite loose. Quite like the way these bits and bobs have interplayed. There's a rather large a door here. We can design around the head. This figure here. Around this one, around her body. If you can see that. Just trying to retain the natural highlights there. And of course we got shadow coming off here. Quite long shadows today. Touch of dry there. A few little details here. The chimney there. We had the light there, didn't we? So we need to wait for this to dry. And we're going to go in for a bigger mix. Wet the paper here. Forward up a touch. We're going in for 3 favourite colours here: ultramarine, neutral tint, sienna, and I'm kind of, this just needs to be brought up tonally darker. Let's just run this off with some clear water. Make that a bit indistinct. Yeah, okay. Just mix this up a little bit. Cool it down in places, warm it up in other places. This is just ultramarine I'm popping in here. Just let that blend and bleed in and just do its own thing. Some archways there, the one there, just suggesting a few bits and bobs, but nothing particularly defined. Just get some water in there to get that out. Okay, that's helped to push everything back. go in for a number 6. He's alive! A number 6 brush. Just need to soften off some of this here. Kind of join stuff up a bit. Pop in a headlight here, tail light rather. This is cadmium orange. And then we've got to be thinking about shadow colours before we then get into the detail. I'm going to go into this number 16 Calency brush. We're going to go for the crimson and blues, touch of ultramarine, touch of cobalt. We're going to pop that in. Hopefully it's not too strong. Should be okay. Come down and carefully. Cars. Under here, touch under the eaves there. Remember when I said that I had to retain that light, which is here, so I've got that, and just make out that one, and there was one here coming down, so we'll pop those in a second. Gonna wash in, pop in some water. This will just warm this up and bring this forward a bit. I'm not going to go too nuts on the tone of it. You're going to be in like super fast in without messing. And then just leave it. Let it bleed around. Just give it a bit of that, and that's really not what I want to happen further up there. Look at that. Let's quickly take this out. It's clear water. Splasharoo! And then we'll bring a big shadow in down here. Again, ultramarine, crimson. Bring that in. Warm it up a touch down here with some burnt sienna. Probably do it. Mix that up a little bit colour wise, let that blend and bleed in there. It's quite nice. Up in here you can see this. Shadows in there, I'm going to leave that. There's a shadow on this side, this person. That too. the shadows on the cars. I'm going to get a finer brush. We're getting near the end now. Going for burnt sienna and a touch of ultramarine and some of those mixtures and leftovers there. Just some finer work. It's just joining everything up here really. There we go. Touch a dry brush. Yep. I'm going to come darker here. I know we're quite dark over here, but this is probably too dark, to be honest. I'm just going to wet this. And then I'm going to get a tissue and just take some of that out. Because I don't want the eye to go there and it's competing with this. So now I need to bring this in dark. So we're in no doubt, hopefully you can see this, that the eye can come here. That's better. Good. Just pop in a few bits there. Just figures here. That's quite clean, that one. I just wanted to sort of mucky that one up a bit, as they say. I can do that by doing this. Hopefully you can see this sort of dry brush there. That's better. Getting close to the end. Let's go with this fine brush. Go straight into neutral tint. We have the lamp that was here, which is going to get lost in here. There's another lamp here, which again is going to get lost, and here pop that in there. That's just going to fade away into this. Doesn't really matter too much, but pop in a few brush strokes, a few marks in here to tie this all up belly. That's helping a bit. And we're kind of done. Don't want to fiddle too much with this. I know what's going to happen if you start to fiddle. Kind of lose the feel. lamps in there. Just darken that off. Just mix that up a little bit. Come in a bit darker. It's okay. I will suggest a few windows in here. Nothing detailed at all. It's just suggestions. It's kind of like the brain is interpreting things, if that makes sense. Right here we had these kind of tunnels that were going back into here. Just have some water in there just to soften that off. And finally, always say finally, let's get some spray on the go. We have done though. When we can get the spray going. Here it comes. That's what we need. There we go. Beautiful. Scratch here into. Do I need to highlight around there? Maybe. Get this fine brush. Get some white. Straight out the tube. White. Few highlights in here. The lights hitting here. A couple there. That'll do. Nice light lamps. Maybe. That's it. I'm happy. We're done. Keep saying we're done, and then you find something else. It's quite funny, really. And the bit that I did find is that this foreground shadow is too weak. So down here, same colour mixtures, but so crimson and ultramarine. And a touch of this neutral tint. There we go. A little bit of clear water here. And hopefully that will do its thing. And bleed. So, we're just going to complete this final part and make the values here much darker. They're just not dark enough. So we're going in with some sienna and a touch of blue. This is burnt sienna, touch of blue. Just need to get this in a lot darker. There we go. Encourage it to run. Yeah, the colours that I've got in here as well. I don't want to be messing around with the paint too much. Pop a bit of a roof here. We get some wind coming on now. Just messy this up a bit. Texturals. Neutral tint down in here. Bit more neutral. Okay, this is better. And a little spray in there, a little spritz. Just to encourage it to, it's a tiny little spray, just to encourage it to blend and bleed in there for the textures, which is now doing. The only other thing I thought, which I put in my paintings a lot, just to send things back a touch. It doesn't even matter what it is, it's just a suggestion of something back here. Just this blue in here. Distant trees, distant buildings, whatever. Kind of just unifies things a little bit and pops things back. There was this church, and that's the bit that I didn't kind of, if you remember on the, what it seems like ages ago, way earlier, there was like a church back here, the tower. So we'll pop that in. And let that do its thing. And that should hopefully take it back a bit. Put in a bit of neutral tint as well, just to grey off some of these areas. We don't want it all blue. We want a blue grey. I need to keep this mixture light. Let it bleed around, blend and bleed in. yeah, just let that do its thing. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that one. Here's the painting. Hopefully you can see it down here. As I said, I'll take the tape off and then we can have a look. But just remember to get out there and get painting, out in nature, to like, to subscribe, and all that jazz. And we'll catch you next time. Take care now. Happy painting.